This is a story from my family that my friends found interesting, so I decided to share. My father's granddad was a gendarmerie captain in the early 1900s. He had a signet ring made with his initials, B.A., that became the stuff of legend for the way he used to discipline perps who talked back at him. He would turn the ring towards his palm and smack the perp on the face so that it said the outline of his initials were visible for a while. Yet it was a different time back then, early 1900s, remember. When my granddad turned 40, my great-granddad gave the ring to him. When my dad turned 40, he inherited the ring. This was a huge deal for him since the bond between my dad and granddad was very strong. When I was in my early teens, we once used the ring in a school assignment as a proper signet ring and made a couple wax seals with it. To my young mind, this only made the story of this artifact more magical. Then my father lost the ring. He didn't know where. Maybe in a washroom where he washed his hands, or at a bath, or on a work trip. But the ring was gone. He looked for it for years and was pretty depressed about the whole issue, but accepted the fact after a while. Then he remembered the wax seals we made with the original, and based on those had a copy made. I inherited the copy when I turned 30, but it just didn't have the same value without the history behind it, so I actually forgot that I had it. I still do. In the meantime, my mom and dad separated and he moved out. Then my sister moved out from my mom's and I was the last to leave. History became legend. Legend became myth. And for 2 decades, the ring passed out of all knowledge. The relationship between my mom and the rest of the family soured for various reasons. So when my sister called me angry at my mom about 2.5 years ago, I wasn't surprised. What did surprise me to no end was when she asked me if I knew that our mom found the ring. It sat in the ground floor washroom on the ground between the wall and the washing machine for over 20 years. My mom apparently considered having it destroyed since it was used to beat people with and has a bloody past, and our dad used it to torture her soul. So my sister and I went to look for it in her house. We couldn't find it. We were scared she went through with it. 2 years went by, and with my 40th birthday approaching, my mom called me to ask what present I wanted. I asked for my inheritance that was supposed to be passed down to me at 40. She was shocked to learn that I knew the ring had been found. She promised to give the ring to me. I'm a June child. It was only this November that I finally met my mom in a way that she gave me the ring. She actually had an ordained priest sanctify it to remove its bloody past and was quite clear on the fact that she didn't want me giving it to anyone. Yeah, right. My dad still had no idea about the whole ordeal. In his mind, the ring, along with its 100-plus year history, was lost some 23 years ago, never to be found again. He was a bit surprised when I told him I'd visit again so soon, twice in 2 weeks, to talk about some stuff with him and my sister. This Saturday we went to my dad's home, had a nice dinner, and then I told him that some things happened lately and it gave us a chance to right an important wrong that happened a while back. I asked him to give me his hand, and placed the small red box that contained the ring in his palm. He had trouble opening it, trying from the wrong side a couple times. When he got the box open, he just looked bewildered at what he was seeing. It clearly didn't register for about half a minute. Later he told us that at first he thought it was another copy. Then he realized he's seeing the wear of a 100-plus years. I have rarely witnessed my father cry. Seeing him reconnect with a piece of his past, a relic of his connection with his father and granddad, was one of the most heartwarming moments I've experienced. The ring spent about 23 years outside the custody of my dad. A great wrong has been righted in our family. And when the time is right, say, in 23 years, the ring will be passed on to me for real.